So
that
I like it's a mezcal-based last word.
Yeah.
That would be good.
I could dig that. That would be that'd be an end of the night drink. You better have a good 3 or 4 drinks before you get into that. You're not going to taste anything.
Dublin Minstrel, Irish whiskey, green chartreuse, maraschino, and lime juice.
So
the same thing. It's maraschino.
These are all last word builds, right. Last word riffs.
Yeah, they're all last, but they're all the thing I'm on is like 20 best maraschino cocktails.
There's got to be other. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I love the last word. There's got to be other. Oh, you have a book. You have a book that one of our upcoming streams is going to be about the Savoy cocktail book.
Yeah.
And that one routinely calls for maraschino. I don't know if it's the same maraschino that we have on our stream in the 21st century.
Right.
But it's just funny how often it occurs in there. It's like, oh man, I gotta get myself a bottle of this.
Do you feel like that was probably the same thing that we were working with? The same reasons that around that time, because remember that's the time that unrefined shit was everywhere. Bathtub gins and green fairies and all those absinthe, right? So do you think that there could be a time where you had a sweetener that was a distilled sweetener? Because again, I wouldn't, if I wasn't trusting the sugar, like where the sugar was coming from or where the water was coming from, I would trust where the booze was distilled at if it was clear like this. And knowing that that could give me my sugar content and not necessarily taint me. You know, like I think of that a lot. Like a lot of people drinking to get some of those things without necessarily trying to avoid the water in certain places. Because let's be honest, how many waterborne bacteria and things like that afflict us humans? So I feel like those patterns change what we're willing to do and how we're willing to drink in certain places. Have you been to Mexico? Like in certain places of Mexico, you're not even supposed to have the ice, and so you stick with beer. And if you brought any water, you stick with that water.
Right.
So, that's okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because, well, we'll get in a later stream we will get to a stream just about the Savoy cocktail book, and there's a ton of recipes in there, and some of them are very questionable. Like, really, this was palatable? Like 3 equal parts, 3 different liquors,
right.
And it's not a Negroni? Like, do you think you really pulled off something balanced there? I don't know. Maybe the ingredients were different then, or maybe they were just.
Maybe that's not what mattered.
Right. Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like maybe it was like, wow, I've made this. Several people like it, and they just started taking notes on the cocktails that they were making that people liked. Maybe some of them were more popular than others. But there's always still something somebody likes in a drink sometimes, or that some people will appreciate in a drink that you make. But it doesn't necessarily make it a great drink. Like Savoy Cocktail Book, my pick for that book is Ada Coleman's Last Word, because that one has made it forever. Right? Or no, Ada Coleman's Hanky Panky. I got caught up in the last word because we were talking about it. Ada Coleman's Hanky Panky.
Oh, the Hanky Panky, sure.
And that one's been
that's a cool one.
Re-embraced decade after decade. God, I can't talk. Sorry, everybody. Daiquiri's working.